All right, Katie Nation, this interview is going to be fun for me because he's a friend of mine. Listen, I am so excited that we have Demrick in the building. We've been talking about this, and I saw you at Rhymefest. You killed it, by the way. Yeah.
Good to see you.
Y'all did your thing on stage.
Yeah, me and Scoop DeVille, and then me and Xzibit, you know?
Yes.
So dope.
And you run hand in hand with Xzibit, huh?
Yeah.
Like, how did that friendship start? Let's just jump with that. I love X, by the way.
Oh yeah, the X is amazing, man. He's a real cool dude. Been my homie for a long time. Yeah, I did a song with Be Real off of his solo album called, and the name of the song was "Don't You Dare Laugh," and it was playing on satellite radio. Then I got a call to a studio session, and he was there, and he heard that song. He's like, "Yo, I love that. I love that record. Oh, you rapping on that?" At that time, they was like, "Oh, that's Be Real's protege or whatever." He's like, I love your verse, the hook on there. And so I went back and talked to Be Real, and he ended up, Be Real was like, yo, why don't we get X on the third verse of that song? It was out, but the album wasn't out yet. So X actually came to the studio and got on the third verse of that song called Don't You Dare Laugh, produced by Scoop DeVille, and the rest was history, I swear. X came to the studio and he never left because Be Real Studios right down the street from his crib, and we've been kicking it ever since.
I love that. But he said you were Be Real's protege.
Yes.
Were you?
Well, you know, I met Corrupt in Philly first, and he was the one who really put the battery in my back to move to LA. But it was Meloman Ace who introduced me to Be Real, and Be Real that started to have me feature on a bunch of his songs that really kind of kicked it off for me. So I was hype manning for, because his album dropped. He's like, Demrick, or Young D at the time. He's like, you on 5 songs. You need to learn all these songs. You need to learn Insane in the Brain, Killer Man.
Way.
You know, you coming out on the road. We doing 25 shows. I was like, dream come true. Like, yes, let's go.
That's wild, bro. Like being so young and then jumping on, you know what I'm saying, tour with Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And I know they get a lot of love wherever they go.
Oh my God. Yeah, it went from rocking shows for 100 people to rocking shows for 20,000. It changed real quick.
So let's talk about Ooowee, because you're wearing the shirt right now, the merch. I need that sweater. Hey, but listen, Ooowee is produced start to finish by the Undefeated. Yeah. So let me ask you, like, why was it important for you to lock in with one team instead of pulling beats from everywhere? Because I've always been told, like, working with different producers, they all have a different sound. So why one particular?
I think I had got some advice early from DJ Muggs, who was like, find you a producer, a set of producers to work with so that you could curate a sound together, so you can have the music and the lyrics like team up and make something special together. And I've always thought more people thinking about a project is the better. Like if you have an album with 12 people on it or 12 tracks on it, and you work with 12 different producers, 9 times out of 10 they're all thinking about just the one song and what they would want to do with you. So, and if you don't have an executive producer there to help make it all make sense, the cohesiveness comes from working with one producer and everybody putting their heads together to come up with something great.
I love that, and it definitely makes sense. Now, let's talk about it, because you've called the album Ooowee Restaurant 5-star hip-hop meal.
Oh, yeah.
What makes this project like a full, carefully crafted experience instead of like just somebody's playlist? One, I've called you, and we've talked on the phone, and I've told you how I think it's so dope how you're incorporating like the food, and I'm like, yo, I've given him some ideas with foodies too, by the way. Mm-hmm. But I'm just like, I love what you're doing because you're capturing people's attention. You're so creative with how you're laying out the whole project.
Yeah, I think it was for the social media aspect and the content aspect of it. It was about finding something different, because everybody's just rapping all day, every day, in front of, they're walking in the park or something like that, or kicking some lyrics in their car, and all that stuff is dope. I've done it as well, but I wanted to put a secondary piece in there, which is like, what else do people like? I love food. I love going to dope restaurants. I love all the street food, from the tacos to the just everything you could get out there, the food truck community and all that stuff. And I wanted to incorporate that, and that was for the content. But on the music side, I really looked at it as I took care of everything from like the hors d'oeuvres, or like the beginning of the meal all the way to the dessert. I felt like this is a full, anybody that sits down and listens to this album from track 1 to track 14 is complete. Like, you step up, and when you get that good feeling, you like, ooh-wee. And so I was like, that's why I titled it Ooowee, because I felt like it had a very solid feeling, and I was like, man, it's like I'm my own restaurant. I'm chefing up greatness the whole time, high level, Wagyu A5, steaks, not just the skirt steak from Sizzler or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's like, you getting that good right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. But let's get a little personal because you have mentioned that in making this album, you were also going through a big transition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In your life. Did writing and recording help you work through that? And can we talk about are you okay talking about the transition you were going through?
I mean, just really what it was just really being like, I need to re-put myself in the mix. Like, just because you've done certain things and you can't get comfortable. I had to move. I actually had went through a breakup at the time, and I was like living on the outskirts. And I was like, yo, let me get back into the mix of LA. Let me get back out onto the scene. I got a lot of emotions and thoughts of what I'm thinking about, what I'm seeing on the internet, what's going on in my life, what's going on with my homies that I'm kicking it with at the studio, what I'm seeing while I'm traveling, touring, and I just had a lot of opinions, was drinking a lot of tequila and having a lot of thoughts. So it was like, yo, let's get into the studio, let's get in the booth, let's air all that out. I feel like this project is definitely very personal, but it's something that a lot of people could relate to because it's my views on things that are going on right now. Right. So if you feel how I feel, you're going to feel connected to the music.
And you have, I'm not even going to lie, you've done so good at that. You have thrown yourself back in the mix, and it was like you never left.
Yeah, that's it.
That's dope, though. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do that. When you go back and you listen to Ooowee, the album, is there a bar or a moment, in the album, you're surprised yourself, and you're like, damn, I did that shit?
When I said, a lonely man's only plans is OnlyFans.
Wait, say it again, Demrick. Say it again for the people in the back, bro. Come on.
I said a lonely man's only plans is OnlyFans.
That part is 100, right?
Come on. And I was like, hey, man, all that simple for the women. I don't understand. It's cool. Whatever it takes to get you through. You could never be me, I could never be you. And that was it. I think from my perspective, when I wrote that bar, I was like, damn, nobody said that yet? Nobody said that.
And when people were hearing it, they're like, damn, oh my God. You got to get that printed on a shirt for your merch.
Come on.
I'm just saying. Yeah. You have to do it. Do you feel like the album Ooowee, this is your most honest project yet to date?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's my best work. That's why I've went so hard dropping all these singles and really shooting a bunch of content and making sure, with the way that everything is, the way social media is, the way that the world is working right now, and people's attention spans are next to nothing. Like, something comes out today, it's old later today.
I heard
it's
that.
Old tonight.
That
so
part.
I just really was like, if I believe in this and I know the quality of this, that it's going to find its way to the right ears as long as I put the effort in to make sure that it gets out there. So yes, it's my best work. I'm super proud of it. It's honest. It's from the heart. And I'm still popping it. I'm still talking on there. I didn't take a bar off on there. I wanted to show people that too, is the bar work didn't go anywhere. But I also wanted to get these different messages and thoughts across. So it's personal and I love it.
Oh, man. So let's talk about the track Fried Chicken. Fried Chicken Friday would be real because it definitely brings that West Coast vibe. We love the sound. When you and B are in the booth, how do y'all, feed off of each other? Or do you even be in the booth together? I don't even know how the music is made sometimes. Sometimes it's just different.
Well, in that particular record, it has 3 beat switches on it. And as soon as the producer played me the beat for what he thought the third transition would be, it was like it had that dusty sound that I could hear B-Real's voice on. So we were actually working on some serial killer music at that time, but I sent him this and I was like, yo, what do you think about this for my album? And he heard it and he was like crazy, hit me back with the verse in a weekend. Me and him, we've done so many records together, so much music over this time.
Each other.
I know I have a pretty good indication if he's gonna rock with something or not, but you can always tell when you want to get a feature, how much the person on the other end likes the song is how fast they get you back that verse. So if they keep you waiting for that verse, you gotta be like,
ever kept you waiting? And you're like, damn, I don't think they were fucking with that verse right now.
A couple people put me on ice. It's all right. I'll be back. You know?
I heard that. Working with legends like Be Real, do you ever feel like some type of pressure? I would assume not, because you guys been working forever. But I mean, he is a legend at what he does, and he's dope. So I mean, do you sometimes feel like, man, let's be real, like I gotta level up just a little bit when I'm working with him?
Of course, to work with those guys and all the artists that I've gotten to work with, Snoop, Busta, X, and if you just go down the list, I've worked with a lot of legendary MCs, and there's always pressure because you grew up listening to these people. When you were believing that the things were possible, you were like, yo, and then you look up and you like, yo, I'm in the room with these guys. I'm rocking stages with these people. I'm backstage kicking it with this person. I'm always gonna take that.
Those moments are so surreal,
and because you feel it too.
Because sometimes I'll be in the back with you guys, and like I'm chopping it up, and like I'm like, these are my friends, but I'm like, this is crazy. Like for 1 second I'll be like, this is nuts, and I'm backstage and I get to, call Xzibit my friend, I can call Demrick my friend, I can chop it up with Scoop. Like it's just bananas, because like it sometimes just comes together, but it's just still a surreal feeling, but I appreciate it, and I'm grateful for it.
Manifestation is real. So
that part.
That's how I feel about that, and it's dope to see the real people that stick around and put the work in continue to climb the ranks. And that's the cool thing, because the real people, you look around, the people that are supposed to be in these rooms are going to be in these rooms. So I always keep that in mind too. So
let's talk about the track Tanya Harding with Coyote and Alexis. Like that brings like a whole different energy. And how did you guys all link up together? Shout out to Coyote, first of all.
Oh, yeah. Shout out, some cats that's really putting on for LA, coming with that lyrical vibe and some good energy. And I'm trying to think exactly how I met them at Rhymefest last year.
Last year? Yeah. I thought you met them this year. I was like, wait, what? That's crazy. Because they were there this year. Mm-hmm. Oh, because you met them last year.
I originally met them last year, and we talked about doing a record. And then it was actually my homie Alexis, who is a dope artist as well. He's singing on that chorus. He had just released something with them. I was like, yo, I think I got the right record for them, because like I said, it's all about that record. And I sent it to Guapo. He heard it, and he hit me back and said, yo, we gonna make it happen. So it's dope. We got together, we shot some reels. We went to a dope Mexican restaurant, sat down, broke some bread, shot some content, and we just did Las Vegas with Xzibit and
dope.
And yes. San Diego as well. We got some more shows coming up with those guys.
I love it. I'm a big fan of Coyote. Some of the verses, with Xzibit, lessons wrapped in stories. Like, do you study that storytelling, or do you like feed off of the energy in the moment? Because I feel like with your music, and I've heard it, it's like you do tell a story, which is really cool, like from, from beginning to end. But is it just like, nah, see, I'm not really storytelling, I'm just feeling that energy in the moment?
I definitely, in the creation process, it happens a lot of different ways. Like if I got a pressing issue on my mind or something, then I'll write about that. If I'm just having a good time, maybe we done caught a little vibe in the studio and the beat making me want to say something, then and I'll go that direction. I don't think there's one way to do it, but I have learned over time that having a message in your music holds a lot of power, because a lot of the fans that I've met along the way, people that have resonated with my music, have said things like, this verse helped me get through this song helped me with this. And so then you feel the power of conveying your emotion through music for other people to connect to.
I love that. Now, you, Xzibit, and Be Real have been doing serial killers for years.
Yeah.
And with this new album, how do you make sure like serial killers still feels, like it's still authentic without repeating what you guys have already done over the years?
That's true, because we're gearing up for our 5th album, and I think what we did differently with this record to keep the energy new is we worked with one producer. We connected with Scoop DeVille to produce the whole thing, and you know how powerful his production is.
Shout out to Scoop, man. I'm telling you right now, like,
it's
he's
not a game.
Beast.
Yes.
And a humble beast at that.
Yes. Super creative. You do a session where, there's some people that just make beats and things of that nature and make hits. But if you get in the studio with somebody like Scoop, he's a real producer, and his energy is infectious. Like,
and he's so passionate about what he does.
Boom.
Like, I feel like when he's in the studio, it's just lost in time.
Exactly.
At that point.
Yeah.
You know, I had chopped it up with him at Rhymefest, and I was interviewing my guy Mars, the producer, and I had mentioned to him, I'm like, Scoop told me at Rhymefest this year, y'all was there. And he's like, CeCe, I see, what did he say? He said, I see sound and color.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I was like, shit is crazy.
Yeah,
Because I can't see it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not that talented as far as making beats. So, like, but this is how passionate he was about, like, the sound and certain things. So I really do respect his skill, you know what I'm saying, in the studio.
So the difference with this one, and I respected, you know, I've collaborated with Scoop a lot, you know.
You guys work together a lot.
We put an album out together and a lot of that stuff. So he's a powerful force in the studio, but we put a lot of our faith in his direction for this album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we were like, we want you to produce the whole thing, executive produce it, bring the energy, you know, hear the production that you hear us on, and then, you know, we're going to then take it there. So this album provided like a different kind of challenge, different approach by really connecting with a producer to evolve a sound.
Now, can you tell us about the single you three have dropping on Halloween?
Yeah, we're dropping it this Halloween. First single off the new album. It's called SK Anthem. Just really trying to come out the gate like with something that a show rocker, a banger. With it? Wait, we see.
I'm just saying, because if it's dropping on Halloween, I want to see a Halloween video, guys. Come on.
Yeah, definitely. Anything's possible.
He's not giving me too much right now. He's dropping a little bit of tea. Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited to put that first single out, and just know the album is ready, and we're gonna just be rolling out one single a month until we decide to drop that thing.
I think y'all should get together and do a Halloween themed video, but that's just me. I'm just gonna manifest that. Come on, Xzibit, be real. Scoop, get in there too. But for people who don't know the group yet, because they do know you guys as individuals, we do have listeners that just know Be Real, just know Demrick, just know Xzibit. How do you explain what Serial Killers is like on this project? How do you explain that to them? Because they're just like three rappers coming together.
Yeah, and it's really the theme of it was that we're all just testing each other, like pushing each other in the studio. So that thing you're saying, like, to get the best verses, to get the most high quality music. It's like all of our tones are very unique and distinct in their own right. And when we started doing music together, it sounded really good, whether we were blending vocals on a hook, or we were doing this, or somebody would start a verse and then another part would come in like 8 bars and finish the verse. So we understood the dynamic range of the vocals connected really well. So we just leaned in on that. And then as long as we're impressing each other when we're making it, you know, you have to believe that the fans will resonate with it too.
And they normally do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you guys are harder on yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are always going to make yourself level up. Like, you know, and working with legends like Be Real, Snoop Dogg, Xzibit, and then up-and-comers too that are really putting on for the city like Coyote. What has been the biggest difference that you've seen between like the old school approach and the new artists that are moving into the hip-hop culture today?
You know, I think that I've seen, because I feel like I'm kind of like in the middle.
And that's what I was just going to say, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but you have a unique perspective because you're so young, and you have been so embraced by all these legends, like right off the back, because of your talent.
Yeah, thank you. And I just think like when you see somebody that's getting some momentum and something special that fans are connecting with, then you just know it's going to go. And sometimes as these new artists are doing it and out here, they still are struggling. Things hasn't and not everything's connected yet.
Right.
You could be getting millions of views and not have millions or not have thousands of dollars.
There's a lot of people that mistake that. They think, oh, you have all this following, you got this money, and it's like they got all this following, but they broke.
Yes, and just knowing that, but staying down and knowing that you are in your moment. And while you're in the beginning of your moment is when you're going to be tested the most. And that struggle is coming along with it. And it's unfortunate that some people jump off the ride right before they're about to get to that special payoff, you know, which is taking their career to the next level. So it's always good to see people like Coyote, and different people that I see that are so in love with the craft, and you know that they're in their moment. And it's a bunch of different artists that I see that it's only a matter of time just before it takes off to a whole nother level. So there's that sweet spot that a new artist is right before they're about to take all the way off, and then somebody who is more they've been through it before, so they're more chill, they're more relaxed. They're like, yo, we're gonna, if I do this, this, and this, it's gonna connect like this and bring this result. So there's something when you're still new doing it and you don't know what you're gonna get out of it versus when you kind of know because you've been through it before. So that's the main difference that I see. But it all comes down to the music. No matter what your age is, no matter how long you've been in the game, the play button is the most powerful button and the most powerful thing in our possession. I mean, in our profession, and if it moves people, you up. Let's
Right.
go.
I think one thing about you, Demrick, what I really love about you is that you're also like, you're an artist, but you're really good with business, and you really pay attention on how you lay out your plan and how you do your marketing. With that being said, what has stayed consistent with you in your style, and what has evolved the most?
Well, what has evolved? What? Thank you very much. And I think I did a lot of this stuff independent. So I believed in the power of releasing my own music with a strategy and believed in compound interest. The more music that I put out and the more that I connected and collected fans by doing a bunch of touring was going to bring that result. So on the business end, that's what I had always thought. And then wait till the bigger records just somehow they happen. If the internet takes it or whatever happens, TikTok, things happen that could catapult a record beyond even what you thought for it. But what I would so what was the question is like, what would I tell a new artist basically?
No, like with your style, what has stayed consistent in your style, but also too, like, what is something that you're like, man, I evolved from this?
Yeah, so my self-belief always been rocking.
Really?
I always believed in myself, and I didn't really I never had a plan B. I still don't. This is my hobby turned to my passion, turned to my job. It's becoming my life's work, and it'll be my legacy when I'm gone. And so because I understood that, then you always moving with a purpose, and when you move with a purpose, you move differently. So that'd be the very first thing that I would say. But what I've learned is that how you connect with fans and the power of words, and if you say the right stuff and you are able to connect with somebody, they're going to be your fan for life. They're going to listen to your music on repeat. They're going to get your lyrics tatted. They're going to get your face, your name. They're going to buy the merch.
Yes.
They're going to be there for you. And that's what I see a lot, is that the power of the music. And so I had to become more intentional about what I was making, because I realized that I'm doing it for me, but at the same time, it has an effect on other people.
Have you ever felt like any time in your career that you were underrated at one point? Like I feel like maybe we all felt like that at some point. You know what I mean? But how did you thug through that?
I'm like, I want the world.
I heard
want
that.
it all.
That's my homeboy right there. Come on. You don't fuck around.
Yeah, but yeah, for sure. Definitely times when being told no is normal.
Thank you for saying that, because people think it is the end of what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, sometimes rejection is your protection. You know what I mean? You don't know.
Come on, that's it. You just said it all right there. If you believe in yourself, you gotta not let the no's or the things. You gotta sit there and be like, my time it's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. And sometimes when you're in your moment, you don't even know. It's not until you look back afterwards and you're like, damn, oh, whoa, man, I built all this up, because you're so busy moving forward. So yeah, being told no, that don't make you underappreciated. Just music is forever. So what I'm doing it for is connect to people now, but what's gonna happen when I'm gone? Like my legacy, I want my music to live on. I want my messages to still be heard 50, 100 years from now. So I'm gonna keep leaving that footprint here on this world for when I move on.
So you already know LA is so saturated with so much talent in Los Angeles. I mean, we are so blessed to have so many talented artists that live right here. For these artists that are really trying to break in the industry, and I see them all the time working in the radio, what's the biggest lesson you want them to take with them on their journey? Because they're paying attention to every word you're about to say right now.
I would say, share your music. Don't wait for the perfect rollout. Don't wait for the perfect moment. When it feels right, believe in you. And I guarantee the people that hear it and resonate to it going to believe in you as well. And you just keep building it up. Care about who's rocking with your music, and no matter if it's if you chasing a radio type song, or you are trying to build a lifelong not cult in a negative way, but a lifelong following of people that resonate with your message. Just believe in the music. Make the best party record. Make the realest records. Make them true to you, and enjoy the ride, bro, because it could be over at any given time, and you don't want to be up out of here with a million songs left on your hard drive. That's it.
That, yeah. And you know what's so crazy that you said that is that you're like, man, let it resonate with you, because there are some songs, like at one point we're having a conversation and we're like comparing, like, you know what I mean, different West Coast songs, and people are like, oh, you love that song more than this song, and I'm like, it's not about what song is bigger or better. It's about what song resonates with you and you feel it the most. There might be, you know what I'm saying, a Snoop Dogg song that they'll be like, oh, this is okay, C, but I'm like, nah, whatever I was going through, that hit.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when fans like myself, we gravitate towards a song and it really hits us, it's like, we're going to follow you for life, because whatever you said at that moment was what I needed to hear to get me through my bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, no, I appreciate you, Demrick, stopping by. I love it. Y'all got to go stream it. The entire album. Let's go. And I feel like I'm going to manifest a music video. I don't know.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
Come on.
If y'all need somebody to make an appearance,
Come on.
I'll let your girl. But there it is. Much love. And listen, y'all follow him on his journey. How can they follow you on Instagram?
It's at I am Demrick, IAMDEMRICK. Tap in with me, and it's Demrick.com. It's that easy.
Yes.
Ooowee.
And I would love for you guys to do a performance somewhere out in Los Angeles, all three of you guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, as far as the serial killers, we definitely have had talks about like doing a pop-up show and doing some different stuff. Like, I really feel like this is the album where those kind of things are going to happen, because we have toured Europe a couple times, but we definitely need to bring the show here. It has to
be something here in LA. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you all represent, like, this is where it should be at.
Yep, agreed.
So that'll be awesome. All right, there it is. It's your girl, CeCe. Come on, afternoon ride. Let's get it.